Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Friday, the 20th of February, comes to you from London. Not a lot of change in markets. One interesting thing is we are seeing Japanese bond yields falling back quite significantly. You'll remember in January there was quite a lot of fears about what that meant for global markets, and so there was some respite. Now, downside targets, counter trend, we would not be surprised to see these targets not being met. And that's the key thing, is that we are still trending higher, but for the moment we've got some respite. So that's just an interesting chart to start charts today with this Friday. Dollar is continuing to just run sideways. We're really waiting for a break of 95.55 to say that we're going lower, but we are just gradually trending lower, and that's just showing up. The 60-minute, though, is just showing a bit of recovery there. So it's interesting how you're just seeing these trends fighting each other. Sterling has had a pretty tough week, and that is, when we look at the 60-minute chart, that is falling away past the target, bearish confirmation. Just a lot of news coming out of the UK that has meant we're bearish. Sterling. So looking at and that's the expectations of interest rates being cut now, weak employment numbers, etc., etc. And so we are seeing Bitcoin just trying to recover, but downside targets there. The daily chart still not managing to activate that upside target. So crypto is still bearish on the daily and just trying on the 60-minute. But you'll notice the trend skew: bigger moves down, smaller moves up, bigger moves down. That's what happens when you get a trend skew. Now, interestingly, last night the Nasdaq did end up closing a bit lower. We still haven't activated this downside target. We've failed to make a new high. Just uncertainty. October was the high, and we are just seeing that uncertainty creeping in. The 60-minute chart, we have got downside targets, an unactivated upside target. We are bearish below the cloud, and we are seeing the futures today up about a fifth of a percent. So it does suggest we're going to have a steady end to the week. Looking at the FTSE future, that's running to target as well. That's FFIC1 because I don't have the index. I'm looking at the future. And the DAX in Germany, we're seeing the future up about a fifth of a percent there as well, following the US futures. Just taking a look at Japan, that's falling back by 1%. So just struggled to make a new high there. We're in a little bit of a range there. That's showing up on the 60-minute, where we've got this lower high potential for a lower low. So that's just one to watch as well. Sensex India up 0.5%, but really not looking that strong either. That's the short-term chart. If we go to the daily chart, we can see we're in a range here. Not dissimilar to the US, and we're really waiting to see which way we break out of the range. The Aussie market just struggling to make a new high, hit resistance, but we do have a new upside target. Crude oil, the energy mix is very mixed today. We have gone neutral on most of those things out to clients. We've seen a big recovery in gas. This is the 1-minute targets, but I just cover that. Energy prices mixed, and crude oil is again mixed. So neutral there for close to the week, having had a couple of days of strength. US nat gas also just looking lower. Cocoa, we talked about cocoa in the past, just really pushing down to those low side targets. And sugar had a little bit of respite, and then we're seeing again that 14 level broken, really quite key. We're still above 14, but we have broken the level, and so it'll be interesting to see how we go on there. But we're down 0.7% at the moment, just testing the cloud. Gold, a lot of people ask me about gold. Got to look at the 60-minute chart to sort of see clarity. 5,100 is the level. We're back above 5,000, which is psychologically important, but 5,100 is the level we need to break. Silver has more work to do. The trend is a bit more down here. So that's quite key. Looking at the majors, we saw mixed picture. Apple down 1.4%. That has struggled to make a new high there. Interesting on the 60-minute chart. We look on the daily. We've got a very mixed picture, upside or downside, which one of these is going to be activated. But on the whole, we're just seeing uncertainty, just not a lot of moves. Nvidia still hasn't activated the upside target in this very tight range between 170 and 195. Just going to wait for the break. Looking at the Dow last night, again a mixed picture. We did see quite interesting charts for Chevron. If I can find them. Here we go. Chevron, they're up 0.5%. And they, on that oil price, are nudging a new high. Just really significant there. Move, long period of 3 years of sideways. Just if we break that and build some support on that sort of 190 level, that will be significant. So we are seeing some quite interesting results there. On the NASDAQ, you had again strategy, which is this Bitcoin story. That's really a very unlikely recovery, just waiting to see if we activate that target. But it was up 3%, but boy, oh boy, you'd have to be brave to buy that after that collapse. And if we look at some of the other charts, booking down 6%, downside target met, just shows you can't really ignore these targets. And then looking at the FTSE 100, we can just again go to the percentage changes. Burberry, the strongest performers today, up 3%, not really changing the target there. St James's Place had a really big fall last week, and again just bouncing, but they were up strongly. Diageo, actually, it's a lot of the weak performers that are up today. So Diageo just crossing the cloud, that might be a recovery. Games Workshop, again, a mixed picture, and Sage has been badly hit, as has London Stock Exchange. A lot of these software-related businesses all having a bit of a better day today, but and that means, of course, the ones that have been performing well, BP, look at that, BP just testing that new high upside target there. BAE Systems, Tesco's, a lot of the stocks that have been performing well are not having such a good day today. Anyway, that's it for today. Have a great weekend. Until Monday, happy charting. Keep an eye on those NASDAQ targets. Bye for now.